طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة سئنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على خير الأنام Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Viewers at home, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatuhu ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Usman Al-Masha, your anchor on the program today. Today on the program, we are focusing on the economy. And to that extent, we have brought to the studio to discuss the topic, coping with difficult economic times. And we have brought financial experts to do justice to this issue. Join me in welcoming Brother Mashood Babatunde, the Chief Financial Officer of Lotus Capital. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Also with me on the program to my left is Brother Mashood Balogun, the Head of Compliance, Lotus Capital. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for having me.
Our tomorrow is determined by the decisions we make today. Those who are unwilling to invest in the future haven't earned one. You can earn your future by investing today. With the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund, you can make your dreams come true. You can save towards building or buying your own home, paying your rent, your children's school fees, purchase of that car, dream home appliances, plan for retirement, or starting your own business. No matter what your objectives are, the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund helps you get there. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund is low risk with competitive returns and regular distribution. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund has no exposure to shares. It invests in Sharia compliant fixed income products. With as little as 5,000 naira, you can invest in the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund. Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund and portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing. Send an email to invest@lotuscapitallimited.com or call us on 01-291-4624, 01-291-4626, or visit our website at www.lotuscapitallimited.com for more information. Lotus Capital, creating wealth the halal way.
Yeah, from interaction with people in the country, whether Muslims, we find that there have been a lot of complaints about the economic hardship that has been experienced in the country today. What would be your comments on this? And you want to tell us how we got to this situation?
It's a challenging time economically. The price of goods and services and food has gone up. Particularly the price of dollar has also gone up, and we as an import-dependent nation, that has affected every single thing that we're doing. Because if we look at ourselves, we see that every single item that we have on us are imported. The bed in our house, the rug, and a lot of things. If they are not imported as a whole, the inputs, the materials that you use to produce them are imported. So the rise in the price of dollar has also affected the cost of these things, so affecting consumption generally. So it is a difficult economic time for us, as it is obvious.
Definitely it wasn't like this before. So how did you get to this situation now?
We didn't just find ourselves in this situation all of a sudden. It's because given that we are an import-dependent economy, and we export very little. And in fact, our major source of export is crude oil. Although we export other some agro products like cocoa, but our major source of foreign currency earnings is crude export. The price of food has crashed globally from trading at over $100 per barrel to below $50 per barrel. That's more than 50% decline. And at some point, it went to below $30 per barrel. So, given that it is the foreign currency that we earn from crude that we use to do our balance of trade payments, then and the decline in the prices of this crude oil, that has affected our earning power. So our purchasing power, ability to purchase imported items and pay for them, has been significantly eroded by the fall in crude prices. And that has also has a way of affected government revenues. So it is the government revenues that is used to pay salaries of civil servants. It's governments that also carry out infrastructural projects which will employ you and I. And so given that the government is not able to pay for those services anymore, it has also affected household income.
Yeah, Babatunde, it has been established that the reasons that have brought us to this same economic situation. But what do you think? Would we have done anything better than this? What could we have done in another way that would have made us be in this situation?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, there are a lot of things we could have done better. We find ourselves in this situation either by omission or commission. Prior to 2013, 2014, when the issue of decline in the crude oil, we are experiencing the decline in crude oil, and the dollar was also falling. Nigeria as a nation had a boom. We had a situation whereby we had enough revenue to cater for whatever we wanted to do, be it infrastructure or any other thing. And we also had the opportunity of saving for the rainy days, saving and investing in those assets, in those infrastructure, that when we find ourselves in this situation, we will be able to survive it. Perhaps we might also not be able to eat it and feel it the way everybody is feeling it on the street. The big lesson we should learn from what I've mentioned earlier, our inability as a nation to save, is also linked to individuals. We should also cultivate the habit of saving. As an individual, a businessman, a civil servant, or people working for private employers, we could save. The recommendation is that we should save up to 30% of our earnings. This 30% we could have invested it, and this 30% that we are saving over time would have grown to become something that can augment the situation when we are finding ourselves in this difficult situation. Many people have tried it, many people have done that, and in this situation, they might not feel it the way everybody is feeling it. You might invest in stocks. People that do not really have time to monitor the business, you can consult the brokers or any other person that can do that for you. People invested in real estate to store their values. Now, the savings would have appreciated in terms of value. Even as a nation, it's something that we could also consider. What are the things that we could diversify into? We depended on exportation of crude as a major source of revenue. How about agriculture? Before the discovery of crude oil, we were producing as a nation palm oil. We were the biggest producer. Groundnut, we were the biggest producer. Even cocoa, most of the infrastructure we had all over the country were built from these revenues that we had from these other sectors of economy. But as a nation, we didn't do that. We focused, we depended solely on crude. And unfortunately, when this bust came, we didn't have enough savings to support ourselves, even as an individual. We do not also have enough savings to support this current hardship that we are currently experiencing. I mean, the big lesson is savings. because whatever you save is what you're going to invest.
Our tomorrow is determined by the decisions we make today. Those who are unwilling to invest in the future haven't earned one. You can earn your future by investing today. With the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund, you can make your dreams come true. You can save towards building or buying your own home, paying your rent, your children's school fees, purchase of that car, dream home appliances, plan for retirement, or starting your own business. No matter what your objectives are, the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund helps you get there. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund is low risk with competitive returns and regular distribution. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund has no exposure to shares. It invests in Sharia-compliant fixed income products. With as little as 5,000 naira, you can invest in the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund. Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund and portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing. Send an email to invest@lotuscapitallimited.com or call us on 01-291-4624, 01-291-4626, or visit our website at www.lotuscapitallimited.com for more information. Lotus Capital, creating wealth the halal way.
But Masood, how do we cope? How can individuals cope during this difficult economic time?
Interesting. I think coping in this difficult economic time is to have a positive mindset towards it. We shouldn't be complaining all the time, but we should look at the good side and say, in this challenging time, what are the positive steps that I can take to better my life? Because when you worry about something, that doesn't solve the problem will remain. For me, I will tell people to look at what is within their control that they can cut down on. So since earning power is reducing, then consumption level should also reduce. Another aspect is looking for opportunities. Information is very critical, and this links to my first point that you should be positive. Look at the good side. I'm aware that the government is trying to stimulate the economy by spending its way out of this crisis. So it has introduced a number of schemes. I'm aware that the Lagos State government, for example, set up a fund, an employment fund, which are also looking at how to engage the youth and create employment. The federal government is also establishing a teachers training program. It's called Empower. So people can go to the internet and look for this information and see how they can empower themselves in that perspective. Also, government institutions like the Bank of Industry has also launched a youth empowerment program to engage young entrepreneurs and train them what are the business ideas that they have and how can the BOI assist them financially in terms of loans to get them gainfully employed. So that's another aspect of it in terms of looking for information and looking for opportunities that one can deploy. And another thing is the economics will say there's a difference between need and want. So everything that we want to do, we should take an economic perspective of it. So this thing that I want to buy, this phone that I want to buy, do I actually need a phone now? We should always ask ourselves that question. Or this clothes that I want to buy, do I actually need to buy that clothes? Or this even a drink that I want to have, do I need to have this drink now? So that financial discipline is very, very critical to surviving in economic times. because you have to, even when you have opportunities and you improve your earnings, you also have to improve your savings culture in order to cope in a difficult economic time.
Yeah, you mentioned savings and investments. With this very difficult economic times, the meager income, is it still realistic to save? And if we can save, what are the areas of investment that you want to suggest for Muslims?
Thank you very much. It's such a very interesting question, because people will say, I don't have money, so what do I do? For the response, I will first give is a quote that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. If you had planted a tree 20 years ago, you would have imagined how it would look like today. But you haven't planted it 20 years ago, and the best time is now. If you save, no matter what you are earning, you can still save. The question is, there are some people that are earning as huge as 100,000, 1 million, thereabouts, and they are unable to save. And we have some people that are earning maybe 10,000, but they are still saving. I think it's about culture, it's about habit, it's about your discipline. That, oh, I determined to achieve this. This will be part of the expenses I will be incurring on monthly basis. I want to save towards buying a house in the next 5 years. I want to save towards going for Hajj in the next 2 years. I want to save towards having my home business in the next few years. So you can still start now, no matter the situation. Once you have disciplined yourself financially, that you will only go for what is needed, not what you want, then you will realize that what part of what you need is you should still save whatever you have. Maybe you couldn't achieve 30% before. If it is 5%, if it is 10%, then how do you save? You don't just put your money maybe in one bank account or in one scheme that will just give you the cash that you have, or might have even been eroded by charges. The best way to save is to invest whatever you are setting aside for future. You can invest in any form of business that you think that you can personally manage, control, monitor, such that you will not just put your money somewhere that at the end of maybe few months you will say, oh, the money has gone.
Our tomorrow is determined by the decisions we make today. Those who are unwilling to invest in the future haven't earned one. You can earn your future by investing today. With the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund, you can make your dreams come true. You can save towards building or buying your own home, paying your rent, your children's school fees, purchase of that car, dream home appliances, plan for retirement, or starting your own business. No matter what your objectives are, the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund helps you get there. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund is low risk with competitive returns and regular distribution. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund has no exposure to shares. It invests in Sharia-compliant fixed income products. With as little as 5,000 Naira, you can invest in the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund. Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund and portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing. Send an email to invest@lotuscapitallimited.com or call us on 01-291-4624, 01-291-4626, or visit our website at www.lotuscapitallimited.com for more information. Lotus Capital, creating wealth the halal way.
Now, Brother Masood, as Muslims that are guided on how to do things, how to go about everything we do, how can Muslims really invest and how can we save? What are those areas of investment that are open to Muslims?
Thank you very much. As Muslims, we've been guided by our holy books on how to conduct our affairs in general. And we should see these economic times as trial from God. So because there is nothing that is permanent, no condition is permanent. The most important thing is in every condition you should give thanks to your God, because it could be worse. That's the truth. It could be worse. So we should say Alhamdulillah, and now gather ourselves together to see how can we put ourselves out of this difficulty. So in terms of business, in terms of investment, in terms of savings, we also have a very rich culture in the Quran and the Hadith on how to do it in line with our faith. We all know the Almighty Allah said in the Quran that we should seek the hereafter, but we should also not forget our worldly affairs. So it's very important for us to take our worldly affairs in terms of our business and our finances very seriously and plan towards them. I know some people have concern about approaching conventional banks to borrow money, because you say it has riba elements and it's against the injunction of the Holy Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet. But the Prophet has not said that we should, or neither has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we should not do business. Allah said that He prohibits interest, but He permits trade. So there are Islamic financial institutions in Nigeria that are willing to offer to do business and investment with Muslims who want to invest or conduct business in accordance with their faith. So one of them is our company, Lotus Capital Limited. We also have a number of companies as well. So in our transaction, we do asset financing, we do LPO financing, we do leasing contracts, we do and partnership contracts, as it were. So once people have a business idea that is lawful and permissible under Islamic law, and we know the prohibited investment in adult entertainment, investment in alcohol, investment in gambling, and investment in interest-bearing instruments, among others. Those are the areas that we are prohibited from investing in. But any other investment, once there is a business case for it, people have done their feasibility and have thought about it and have done their profitability analysis, is something that we can approach Lotus Capital and have a discussion on how to go about the business.
Our tomorrow is determined by the decisions we make today. Those who are unwilling to invest in the future haven't earned one. You can earn your future by investing today. With a Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund, you can make your dreams come true. You can save towards building or buying your own home, paying your rent, your children's school fees, purchase of that car, dream home appliances, plan for retirement, or starting your own business. No matter what your objectives are, the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund helps you get there. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund is low risk with competitive returns and regular distribution. The Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund has no exposure to shares, invests in Sharia-compliant fixed income products. With as little as 5,000 Naira, you can invest in the Lotus Halal Fixed Income Fund. Please read the prospectus and where in doubt, consult your stockbroker, fund and portfolio manager, accountant, banker, solicitor, or any other professional advisor for guidance before subscribing. Send an email to invest@lotuscapitallimited.com or call us on 01-291-4624, 01-291-4626, or visit our website at www.lotuscapitallimited.com for more information. Lotus Capital, creating wealth the halal way.
Brother Babatunde, I'm also aware that we have Sukuk, Islamic bond, Is it also an investment opportunity for Muslims and even non-Muslims alike to get out of this economic situation?
Yes, definitely. Sukuk is an investment instrument. What sukuk simply means in the literal term is Islamic bond. Most of us will be familiar with the term bond. Bond is just a term used either by the government or the corporate entity to borrow money from the investors, like institutional investors or individuals like us. Now, what Sukuk can do, because like my colleague has mentioned, that as a Muslim, you would like to invest, do business in a Sharia compliant manner that will not constitute riba. Now, Sukuk is an investment instrument that is structured, packaged in such a way that there will be an underlying asset for the government or the corporate entity to create an investment opportunity for people that are willing to invest. In this case, we have mentioned that as a nation we are having a financial gap. Government does not really have enough to fund all these investments that government has already highlighted in the budget. And in the budget, government has also mentioned that part of the budget will be financed by borrowing, and avenue to finance is Sukuk. The beauty of Sukuk is that whenever the borrowing occurs, either by the government or by the corporate or by any entity, there will always be an underlying asset. You will see what you are investing in. And this has created opportunity for people that are willing to invest. Government can also take the opportunity of going to raising funds through Sukuk. The first Sukuk was raised in Nigeria in 2011 by Osun State, and I think it was successful, even was oversubscribed. And the beauty of it is that it's not tied to any particular religious. It's a bond that is packaged in a Sharia compliant way. So as Muslims can invest, other people that also have belief can also invest, because there is nothing contradicting any belief. And as the government is raising this to finance infrastructure, or corporate entity are also raising Sukuk to also finance their operation. It's also an investment opportunity for most of us that do not have enough time to set up a business and invest our capital in it. We can use that investment vehicle to invest. We can buy it the way every other person will buy bonds. You have saved your money, but rather than saving your money, you have invested.
Viewers at home, it has been a very interesting episode today. I want to thank very, very profoundly Brother Mashood Babatunde for coming to the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I also thank Brother Mosenwood Balogun, the head of compliance, Lotus Capital. Thank you for coming. My pleasure. Viewers at home, until we meet on yet another episode of our program Nasfat Power, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا طيبة يا طيبة يا جواد